Perfect. All right. So hello, everyone. Let's look at the Discord channel first. So what is for basic plus and premium, right? So as a basic plus, you guys basically see charts and data. This is a very important channel because what we do, you see the scanner, but it gets very overwhelming at the beginning. So you might have to learn more about the scanner and also ask us questions just here. We did a very huge write-up on the scanner, so you understand everything about it, how to read things. Again, it gets very overwhelming, and that's why I come in every morning with Alessio, and before you guys even know, we pick stocks that we think can rally that day or that week. So usually on Monday, you get the most amounts of stocks and setups from us because again, it's just too much, right? So we look at I look at the technical chart, I look at the momentum, and Alessio has the scanner. So then we go and we post in charts and data 3, 4, or 5 trades that we find have the highest probability to run that week because we are traders, right? So we want to trade in the moment immediately. So this is a very big channel. I post the chart, I post the setup, and he posts the skew, right? So that's all in this channel. Very important, #1 channel to look at. Then I go ahead to the trades channel where I'm going to post the setups where I think is a good entry, right? Because charts and data, it just shows you that there is a momentum. This is something we want to trade, we are looking at. You post those, put those on your watch list and have them in your eyes. You might have different trading strategy than me, so you don't have to pay attention to my posts, but this is how I would trade things. And I let you know how I would trade things. And I also oftentimes let you know when I'm in the trade, right? So I give you suggested entry, I give you suggested stop loss. I'm mostly a swing trader. I trade for multiple days unless there is a huge momentum and it's a very volatile stock. I get out, or when I'm up a lot on a day, 6, 7, 8% on equities, I'm out, right? So this is the channel where you see active trading. And I'm also updating you when I'm trailing stops. I like to trade my stops pretty quickly because I don't like to give money back. So this is the chat. Right now I'm in some trades. You see them all here where I'm trading, where I'm in. So that's the one. And then you can go to options, hue and flow. This is very important. You all see, it doesn't matter what kind of membership you have. And again, you see the thread, right? So you click on the thread, and this is just an overall view on commodities. We do Brent and gold, silver, euro options if you're in Europe. There is Forex update and stocks update. So when you click on that, every day in the morning, Alessio posts at least 5, 6 stocks that people request. He's not doing all of them, but the most requested ones and the ones that most of us are trading, right? So there you will find the skew and the walls on puts or calls. You see where we are headed, right? Nothing is 100%. So just keep it in mind. There are always news that can ruin everything, but these are when you combine these with the technical chart, these are super high probability trades. And we have very high probability also when it comes to earnings. And now on Friday, we're going to start doing earnings. You can play lottos, just don't go crazy with it. How we play the lottos, you put a little bit of money on the options and you have like 3-to-1 risk to reward trades. Usually if you lose the whole contract. Of course, if the earnings go other way than we expected. But again, like there is a high probability we're going to make good bucks there. So it's just a gamble. Again, please, earnings to me are really gambling casino. Don't put too much money on it. Like I play maybe with 1 or 2 contracts. You might want to play with more, depends on your account, but we had pretty good picks last month as well with Adobe and all those. FedEx was an amazing one. Okay, so that's stocks and updates, options, queue and flow, trades, as I said. Quant data and Bitcoin levels are for the premiums. That is where Neo is doing the SPX levels and QQQ every morning. So you can trade if you're trading just SPX or options or trading spreads on those levels. And it also works really, really well with high tech beta, because if you put those levels on your chart and you are day trading, when the SPX is getting to those key levels, you also observe your high beta stocks because a lot of them are moving together, right? So when you're seeing that you're getting into resistance or support on SPX, you pay attention to the tech stock as well. It's always good to trade when you day trade to have both open. You have your SPX, QQQ, and you have your stock chart, and then you day trade. So that's very important. I'm always looking at all of those when I trade, right? So he's giving us all those levels here. And then Bitcoin levels, of course, are once a week. And then he updates through the week. We were bearish on Bitcoin for about 3 weeks now, which worked really well. So that's that. Again, the scanner, and you have Leah chat. If you want to ask me questions, if you are premium, you can request. If you're basic, I will do those webinars once a week. So you can come and ask me anything about trading, anything about stocks. If you want me to analyze some stock charts for you, I will do it. That's what is going to be happening here in those sessions. And then, yeah, I think that's it. You know, you guys have a chat where you can ask me questions also in the trading questions. You are allowed to chat there. And the difference between this and VIP is, again, the basic is the quant data, is the Bitcoin, and then the chats, the requests, because we just want to make sure that we have time to answer to everyone. And therefore, we have these two different kinds. And also, some people just want to get information. They don't have time to sit in the chat. So they are not chit-chatting all day. So they are more, do you just get the information and you trade your own thing? So it all depends on what you want. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Please let me know if you have any questions about the Discord. If you do, I'm going to answer them now. You can chat, or you can even unmute yourself if you want. And I will reply those. And then we go to the charts. You can ask me anything about charts or Discord. All right. So I give it a little bit time if you have questions. Oh, you have a baby. Tim has baby in their room, 3 weeks old. That's very cute. That's very cute. Wow. Dead trader. That's fun. At least we can work from home. That's perfect. All right, guys. So if you don't have questions about the Discord, I'm going to go straight to the charts, because that's what I love to do. Here we go. I'm sharing a screen with you, and please text me tickers you want me to look at. And here you see where I'm sharing the screen. There is tickers that I'm going to go over. Okay. So let's start with SMCI. All right, let me remove my old stuff. This was a good one last one we traded a bunch of times. It's a very fast moving stock. Like it's you need to babysit it if you're trading it, because you can lose a lot of money very fast. I would wait a little bit on this one and see how it acts around the 100. But if it gets about the 100, 895, I would trade it again, and 895, 897, and trade it again to the thousands. I think they would have a potential there. We had a little bit uglier volume on Friday, and it's a very indecision candle, guys. So this is called like the indecision candle. Buyers and sellers are fighting. We don't know what's going to happen. So again, I would give it some time to get, because look, if you would get about this candle at 870, you don't have very good risk to reward, right? You would be someone is not muted. You would only have about $20 to go to the 100 moving average. So you don't want to do it, because you need to give this stock at least $50, $60 stop loss. Look, this down the line is ATR, average to range. The stock moves around $60 on the day. So just know what you're trading, what kind of animal you're trading when you're trading, right? Because otherwise you can lose money quickly. So SMCI, again, about the 895, I would consider. FCX, this one has a little bit upper wicks 2 times, and it's got into this gap here. It's filled and failed. So I think this one is going to most likely retest a little bit to the lower side and then go higher, most likely. It's a nice breakout, but again, we see what happens here, right? Nice breakout, and now the stock run, and it's going to retest most likely down to those 50 something, 50 approximately. I could see that. HON, let's look at this one. HON, okay, Honeywell. Again, a nice flag retest to the 20 moving average. This is a setup that I trade a lot, actually. When you see nice trend, right? This stock has a very nice trend, and it retests to 10 or 20. Then I trade it, but I oftentimes wait for a confirmation, which means I want to see that the stock actually is taking off from there, right? I want to see a nice green candle and volume. What I see now is a volume on a red and sell-off candle. So I'm going to wait and take it above the 213, 213.50. A lot of people just buy the dip. Sure, you can do it, but you know how it is. The dip always keeps dipping. So you can trade those. They have very good risk to rewards, the reversals. I like them too. But again, I want to see some kind of an exhaustion volume. I want to see that that the stock is exhausted on the way down, and then buy the dip and have very, very, very tight stop loss, right? When I do reversals. When I take the breakouts, of course, I have a stop loss, but it's a little bit bigger. And I like to take the confirmation that the stock is taking off from the pivot, right? Pivot means we stopped here below, a little bit below 20 EMA, which is the green line. And then when I see a big volume and breakout of this trend line, I would go long. SLB, I don't even know what this stock is. Never seen it before. Let me check. So this is not a nice trend because as you can see, it's below 100 and 200. Is in a little bit of a chop. I don't know. I don't like this chart. If I would want to trade this, guys, always look at the risk to reward. That's number one thing you have to look at. Where am I? Where can I get? What I'm going to lose, right? So in this case, if I want to get on, I would go about this chop, right? Buying the stock in this chop doesn't make any sense. Your stop would be somewhere here, right? So you look at that. Okay, what I'm losing here, 47.70, 45.90, almost $2. But then where can I get? Boom, 49.10. So not even $2 because I have the 100 moving average and this candle here, which is resistance. And this is another chop. So you're risking $2 to make $1.40, not even, right? It's $1.30. It doesn't make financial sense. Why would you risk more than you make? No, I don't like this setup. If I would want to go to this setup, I would want to be about 100 at least, have very tight stops and target the 200, right? So no, I don't like it. If it breaks below, then you can go short most likely. But again, I'm not shorting as often unless I'm in a bear market, but you know, some people like to risk. Anyways, next one, PLTR. These are setups I like to trade too. When you have this kind of chart, right? You have a high that is retested again. So you can take the breakout of the 10, a retest of the 10 or 20. You can take that. Or you can play, if you miss it, there is always a new setup. You see here, this breakout was an excellent entry, 26.60 to go on Friday. Because we have breakout that's very powerful. We have big volume on Friday. Look, it was 119% bigger relative volume. You see it in the corner of my chart. I'm using this relative volume to see what's happening on the day. Relative volume is a volume considered the day before. So it was a good breakout. This is what I want to see. I want to see big green candle breakout and a volume that corresponds. If the volume is yucky, then most likely the breakout is going to fail, right? Hello, Michael. Good morning. So most likely it's going to fail and you will lose money. And that's why oftentimes I want to wait for the second breakout. But in this case, it was a great one. Well, now what? If you missed it, if you're in, stay in, move your stop somewhere close below the breakout, like 26.50 maybe. That would be my stop if I'm in. And if you're not in, wait for a retest. The stock might dip closer to this breakout line, right? And then you take the second chance or wait until it creates some sort of a pivot. Maybe it retests a little bit closer and then it takes off, you take it. PNW, Pelosi stock, we are right in the gap. It's taking a break, guys. It had a nice move from here and it's taking a break, but I estimate it's going to go higher. 360 is on my target, to be honest with you, from here. Also have, this is a very nice formation, guys, what is creating here. This is a very nice asymmetric triangle. We have the top here and we have this compression of price. So the buyers are becoming more aggressive, which is a good sign. You want to see this. This is an excellent chart pattern. And the moment we are breaking out of the 345, 346, I think 360 is next, getting to this chop zone. And then it's a very good company too. I keep trading and holding this one. All right. So PNW is great. Palo Alto Networks. I don't even know what this is. Some commodity. Someone wanted this. I don't know. I don't really trade stuff like this. This has too many gaps. Sorry, it's not my thing to trade. So I don't really like to chart it if I don't trade it because I don't recommend it. GLD gold. I'm in gold with 220 calls for next March. Gold was posted again. If you guys see the charts and data on Friday, that was the only really thing that I posted with ARM. So charts and data, because we were on Friday after Thanksgiving. Oh, sorry, my God, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Friday. And I didn't want to go too crazy with new trades, but gold was breaking out and gold looked great. So I posted it for you. You could see 220 calls were recommended. You can also play with shares of this ETF. And it looks good, guys. Gold looks good. I think it's gonna rally. It's very guppy, but it looks good. And I think the 225 is next. It looks great. I would have my stop at 218 at this point if it fails. All right. But again, if you have longer dated calls, just hang out to those. I trade very long dated options. Like my options are usually 3 months plus, or I love leaps. I like very long dated. Also for tax purpose, if you are an American, you know how the difference is between short-term and long-term capital gains. So buying leaps, you not only have better leverage because you don't spend so much money than on shares, right? If you buy 100 shares or you buy a leap, it's always cheaper. But then also I buy them, like, for example, now I'm buying them for January 26 or even 2 years from now. So I have a time to hold it for a year. Then I will not pay the short-term capital gains. And then I can play around and I have still time so the theta is not killing me. So that's my strategy on options usually. Gold, I have March. We'll see what happens. MU just dumped on Friday. I don't know why, but it held really well on this trend line. As I suggest to people, below the trend line would be a good stop if this doesn't hold. Maybe 129.50, 129 if you want to give it more space. It held pretty well. People were buying the dip, but again, hopefully this is going to bounce. And if not, I would be out. So many good things to trade. If you hold it as a company, it's a different story, but that's not what we discuss here. Netflix looked great. Also breaking out of this, you see, again, like the trend line is holding really well. The stock is just grinding higher. It's taking a break. You know, stocks have, they have phases, right? If you exhaust the buyers, then you get to a little bit of chop where it's a little public distribution. Some people are taking profit, some people are buying. That's completely normal behavior. Nothing to worry about. I think Netflix, this breakout failed again. Be careful, but the second time, if this is going to go again about 690, 691, if you want to be super safe, you take it about 697. It's hard for many people to be buying stocks so high and so expensive. And it's dangerous if you're not understanding it's a trade. If you think this is an investment or you buy it and you don't have a stop, it can get really ugly because when things are so high up and there is a little bit of sell-off on the indices, then you're going to lose a lot of money. And that's how many people lost money in 21, insane amounts of money, because they were buying the stocks without any sort of stop loss. And then the market just took a nosedive, people lost a lot. So remember it, you can always buy high and sell higher. It totally doesn't matter. It's fine, but have your stop. So when I'm trading personally, this kind of breakouts, I do at least on this kind of expensive stock. Look at the ATR, it's $14 on a day. So I have at least $10 stop loss, right? So if I want to lose only $1,000, I buy $10 stop loss, I buy 100 shares, that's it, for example, right? It depends on you. 1% of your account is max suggested loss that you should make on a trade. That's it, right? If you have a bigger portfolio, 1% sounds too much, then you do 0.5%. It's a max. It doesn't mean you have to risk it if you don't feel psychologically fine to lose this money. It all depends on you. You need to be feeling stable and safe when you trade, because otherwise you get anxiety and then you're losing more money, right? So that's what I do, how I trade. When I'm trading breakouts on smaller names like PLTR, right? This kind of a breakout, it's a small stock. I would give it $2 stop, right? Max, or $1. If this doesn't go well, I get stopped out by $1. Okay, whatever. I wait for the second breakout and I'm going to take that one. And then I'm going to make $3, $4 or whatever. You know, the point is to lose a little bit and make more. And that's how you make money trading. Because you're going to get faked out a lot. And it happens to everyone. It's really hard. You would have to know how to read order flow and footprints and be really fast with that in order to not get faked out. Okay. So that's PLTR, cheaper stock, you know, PNWV, like there are many of them. So let me look at stuff you want me to look at. If you want to chat here in this little chat window, please do. I'm happy to look at your stocks that you want me to. I can also look at the indices. They're just grinding higher. There is no reason why anyone would be shorting stuff right now. A lot of cowboys are trying to be brave and short, but I don't think it's a good strategy. Look, we have another beautiful breakout of this level here, and we're just going. So no reason to go against the flow, right? The same QQQ. I mean, look, God forbid the people they keep shorting. There will be time to short. You know, when you break below the 20 moving average, things start looking ugly. You will be shorting. And look, there are days when the market just takes a little dip and you get stopped out of 2 free trades and it's awful day, but then you have 2 free weeks of rallies where you can make the money back. That's why it's important to have stops when you're trading, you know, because again, if the market decides to go down 10%, be careful around mid-August, September. If you are new to trading, it's always the time when it's the worst market performance. Sometimes it starts end of August, sometimes mid-August, sometimes in September, but these times are just really bad for the market, and that's an opportunity to buy stocks much cheaper. I'm sure it's going to repeat again this year. It's honestly, when you look at the charts, it's repeating almost every year. This kind of this time it gets really ugly for stocks for some reason. All right. So, any stocks you want me to look at, or any questions about trading? If you have any, I'm happy to discuss the strategies I trade. The trades I'm in is NVIDIA. I'm still in NVIDIA. It had a nice little bit of break after this huge candles, 2-3 days of run. It's taking a break. I think NVIDIA is going to be doing well. My stop at least is the 123. I'm in Qualcomm still. Yeah, Qualcomm also took a little indecision candle. At this point, I adjusted my stop loss to 203 because we were in since 199. It's a nice little run. Why not? I take it. And I'm in, let me see my Discord. No questions, guys? Do you want me to look at stuff? At some stocks that you want to trade or any of that, I'm happy to look. We have the ARM. Anyone took the ARM trade? That was on Friday. So again, that was you see, the similar breakout. I love those breakouts. So now if you look at a smaller time frame, because of course, when you trade, you don't trade on a daily chart. You want to look into smaller. So look what was happening here, right? The first breakout that stock took failed, and then immediately it recovered. And you had basically, you know, you could have taken the very first breakout, but why would you? It's always better to wait. We had little retest, and then second breakout was right here. And that one held. Look at this, perfect. Look how perfectly this level held. And the line was there before. It's not like I'm adding them after. This line was there as a breakout place. So look, here it tried, it breaked out, retested. So you could have literally the first time, if you would have taken this little breakout, you would most likely get stopped out, right? And then second time, you would, if you would have a good stop loss on this name, at least $5, that's my suggestion, you would be still in, and then you can wait. You have so many chances on a small time frame to get into those breakouts. So no reason to FOMO into the first one, wait for the second one, get in, adjust your stop loss, and you're good to ride. So now I'm in ARM, I'm going to put my stop loss to break even, 177, right? A little bit, couple of cents above. Why? Because I don't like to get stopped out, and then I'm dealing with the wash sell rule when I'm trading it again, and it's just a headache for me. So the moment I see I'm up $3-4 on a stock, I'm moving my stop to break even, couple of cents above. If I get stopped out, I'm still in the green territory, and then I just let it ride. Some people might argue it's a little bit too aggressive, and you might get stopped out very often. But I'm a momentum trader. I trade short-term swings, 2-3 days, 4 days max. I don't care. It's fine. Next one, you know, you get stopped out, whatever. SOXL was the one last week we traded. This was very, very good trade. This is 3 times the semiconductor index. It moves very fast. Again, you see, it had a huge run and retest, and then it held really well at the 20. These are very good setups. And then when you see this buying pressure happening here, right? And you see, wow, we are above this level, which was before the high, and it was like the gap, the bottom of the gap almost, you hop on Monday. Why not? And you have your stop, $2-3 again, $4, and you run, right? This was like a $12, 12% trade for this week. It was a beautiful trade. You get out on Wednesday and keep some runners. All right, so that's pretty much my setups, guys. As I said, breakouts, 20 or 10 moving average retest, and then reversals. That's what I trade. Sometimes it's nice to trade a 50 as well. It depends on how the market is. When we have like a bigger sell-off in the market, you can look into the 50 or 100 reversals. That's also fun. Again, all depends on the mood of the market, right? So tomorrow I will be doing stocks for this week later on tonight, and I'm posting them always around 8:39 a.m. So you're gonna get all your stocks for the week. There will be 4 to 5 setups. You're gonna get your charts and data, and you're gonna get all the information always in the morning. Alessio is there very early in the morning because he's in Europe. I'm in Florida, so I have a little different time zone. And if you have any questions, you can ask here, or you can ask me in the trading questions. It's also a channel we have in the Discord, right? Trading questions. You can ask us about the trades that we take and things we learn and you want to know. And yeah, or send me a DM. I'm always there pretty much. Okay, that will be it for today, my friends. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. And if you don't have
Leah,
any...
I have a quick question.
Yeah, please ask. Yes.
So if you're entering on the shorter term time frame,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I like about your style is that you use the average true range.
Mm-hmm.
So for setting up a stock, would you refer back to the daily average true range?
Yes, it's good. You know, I love average true range because it sets my expectations straight. You know,
Sure.
oftentimes we are trading and we are like, okay, how far this stock can go, and then you look what is an average move, and you see, oh wow, we are already 1.5 of 1.5 more than the average move, so I'm taking my gains, or I'm moving my stop, right? So I'm using it a lot. And when it comes to the stop loss, I usually do, as I said, on bigger stocks like $10, I look at the ATR. Of course, when you are having the breakout, right, the stock already moved something. So I'm not going to do a $10 from that breakout, but I will do a little bit less. And it's also on the price, right? What the price of the stock, as I said, PLTR $1 or $2 is more than enough, right? That's 10% of the price. If I'm trading stuff that's very expensive, I will give it more room, right? SMCI, sadly, I give $50, $60 stops because that moves really fast. Sometimes I only buy a little bit of shares, right, for a trade. And then also one more thing, remember, which is very important, and I see people making this mistake very often. They buy for a day trade and then keep it for a swing. And that's really bad because for a day trade, you are having much smaller stops, right? If I'm in a day trade, I know this is very quick move. You're playing very small ranges of price. So you have very small stop, which means with a small stop, when you're risking $1,000, for example, and you do $2 stop loss, you buy 500 shares. For swing trades, I do much bigger stops because, of course, I have the days, right? And then for position trades, even bigger. So this is very important. And then you can also go to the average range on week and a month, right? If you're saying, hey, I'm in this trade for 3-4 weeks or a month, when you're also buying options, look at the ATR for a month, because a lot of people buy options and then I'm like, did you see how much this company moves on average for a month? Why would you buy option that is, right, like, you know, $50 above what is the average true range? So yeah, it's a very good indicator to use, in my opinion.
And do you see patterns in average true range for an entry? Like when you were showing Netflix earlier, you know, I was just looking over the last 3 months. ATR is slowly falling while the stock grinds higher.
Yeah.
And I was curious, do you ever pick up or notice patterns in the ATR that might be some kind of confluence for you to enter or something like that?
I don't trade just off that. And what it means is basically that the volatility is decreasing. Like ATR is the move, but it also means volatility, right?
Sure.
How volatile the stock is. So if I see Netflix ATR is going down, it means it's the volatility is getting lower. So there is less action, right? There is less fear and uncertainty. So we kind of predict what the stock is probably going to do. So I don't trade based off of that at all. It's just for me, again, to set my stop losses and set my expectations straight. That's pretty much why I use it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Anytime, anytime. Anyone else? What I actually was going to show you guys is I love this indicator. I didn't have it on in the chart, but I really love using this one a lot. The visual range and volume price, right? So this is a very good indicator, and it's very similar to the footprints I was talking about, which is very difficult data processing. You have to like really pay attention to super details. But this is in short what it does, right? You see the transactions that happen on a certain price, and then you see what you have to overcome if you're going up or down in the price. So when you look at Netflix, this is weekly. Let's look at the daily. Weekly, I love just to see the trend. Right. So let's look at it's just an example. I'd like to teach people this, right? So look, in this term, the biggest transactions happened on a price around 680. So it's a very good support right now, because there is a demand also, right? When it's going to be about you, there is going to be supply. So I always say when I'm explaining, I say, be careful, you have overhead supply, which means there are bag holders. There are people, they bought the stock too much. Here, of course, Netflix doesn't have much overhead supply because we are in the highs, but a lot of stocks, and let's find one. I will explain you so you can see. There will be people that are stuck, right? They bought the stock really high. They did not have stop loss, and they are just now praying to get their money back. And that's psychologically what we do most, right? When we are beginning trading and we don't really understand how the market works, we don't have stop losses. So look at MU, right? So if you're in MU, it's very good to pay attention to this supply here, because these are people that are stuck in bags, right? They bought the stock maybe here, they bought, they didn't have a stop loss. The stock took a dip, right? So they were down, and now they're like, oh, I want to get my money back. So you have to understand this will be a resistance for you. So MU can run from here. If you bought it by 131 on the dip on Friday, just have your expectations straight again and understand that this will be a challenge for the stock. Again, the stock can overcome it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's good to know these things. It's good to have the expectations and see. And also when you see this gap, it moves really quickly through, because there is not much that has to happen between, right? So sometimes these volume gaps, this is not a perfect one. There are some that are really gappy, and then the stock will just fly through. So it's good to trade like that too, because you can buy the stock and then you just run through the gap, right? So let's look at more stocks if you want. Trade ideas. This was for last week. Algo was amazing one too. You see, we were trading it. We posted it on Monday actually. So it was here Monday. When was Monday? Here, yeah, July 1st. So it did this beautiful pattern that I really like. I like pennants, wedges, and flags. These are short-term patterns, guys. They work mostly for 2 weeks. If someone shows you a flag that's 3 months long, yeah, it's a short-term pattern. They're the best to use on 14 days max, right? So here was a nice retest. We had huge gap. And we had retest to the 20. It held there. The price was compressing, and the takeoff on Monday. I missed it on Monday as I was posting because I was trading other things, and then I hopped on Tuesday. So it was very nice one too. All right. Okay, my friends. So that's pretty much it. I will see you in Discord tomorrow early, and have a wonderful Sunday. Thanks for coming. Bye, everyone. Right.